A train to the promised land. Yes, it exists. A train to the heaven of the backrooms. The promised land was a mythical level until various expeditions confirmed its existence. And now we have a train too, known as the Promised Train, which leads to this beautiful level. Having said that, of course it's not easy to board this train, but everything comes at a cost, and if you're ready to pay that, you can definitely board this train. Now, before we move on, this is completely based on my theory on Promised Land, that if at all we have a train, how much fun it would be. So before it takes off, let's board the Promised Train. This train looks like a passenger train, but is covered with beautiful artworks, mostly the color pink. Definitely you can't expect a train to look normal, which is leading to the heaven of the backrooms, right? Anyway, the train runs without a conductor or a driver. It's believed that this train has its own consciousness. In fact, it's a sentient being. Hence, it knows its purpose. It knows where to take the passengers from and where to drop them. It's also speculated that this train can shapeshift and can change its color. Isn't that amazing? Also, the length of the train is not known. You can see the starting compartment near the engine, but you can't really see the last compartment or where the train is ending. Hence, it's believed that the train has infinite number of compartments. The train also has the power to vanish when required. This makes the train to run smoothly throughout the backrooms without drawing unwanted attention. As backrooms is full of lethal entities everywhere, it's not safe to run a train on broad daylight, especially when the train is leading to the promised land. Because if these entities will find out about this train, they'll definitely try to board it and end up in the heaven of the backrooms. And I don't think that's a good idea. Now the million-dollar question, where to find this promised train? Where are the railway stations to board it? So what's known so far is there are only 3 stations in the entire backrooms. The first and most confirmed one is in level 52, the 100-mile high school hallway. And yes, as you all must have guessed by now, that's how the Partypoopers were able to escape level 52 and reach the promised land. They boarded this mysterious train where they were running for their life. And, like the train, the station too would be in dormant state most of the time. You can only see the station once the train arrives. And as soon as it leaves, the station will go invisible. The second station is in level 92,233. Apart from a potential exit to the front rooms, level 92,233 also has an exit which leads to the promised land. It's been claimed that when you reach at the end of the staircase in this level, you can see a door which leads to a railway station where you can find this train already standing on the track, which would eventually lead you to the promised land. But again, this is not always the case. So after you reach the end of the staircase, the door appears, could be the exit door to the front rooms or to the promised land. I think that depends on your fate. The third and the last station is in level negative infinity for very obvious reasons, because it's already a railway station. I've done a video about it too. Do check it out. The link's in the description. So the many trains which come and leave level negative infinity also has this mysterious train in it. Now the question is how to spot it. So here's the twist. As I already have mentioned, the station and the train are visible only to the ones who are supposed to board the train. And this is where I have to break your expectations. Because as the train has its own consciousness, the train chooses you and not the other way around. So unless the train decides you as one of its passengers, you cannot really board the train. Neither can you even find the station. Promised Land is said to be the heaven of the backrooms, so not everyone who wishes can just walk in there freely. You have to prove yourself to be a certain degree to get a ticket to board the Promised Train, which means you should have extreme goodness in you to be an eligible candidate. That's the reason the train chose the Partypoopers to be its passengers, because they were among the good entities of the backrooms, had extreme goodness in them, and were helping the wanderers. So if you really want to board this train, you can definitely try your luck, or just comment the Promised Train. Who knows, maybe the train chooses you. Now let's talk about Backrooms Heaven. The Promised Land, formerly known as a mythical level of the Backrooms until various expeditions confirmed its existence. If you enter it, you'll be in a building with 300 floors and 1,000 compartments of a limited 30 square meters each. The lights are all pink and can be deactivated on or off at any time. Behind the windows are curtains that are noticeable in the darkness. When it's the day, the curtains will vanish and a floor somehow made of clouds will come across. You can also find cloud trees here. And that's not it. Promised Land is also famous for one of its residents who were assumed to be all extinct. However, later came to light that some of them still live here. Yes, you guessed it right, the Partypoopers. For now, let's talk about the structure of the Promised Land, which consists of so many rooms. The first one is the bedrooms. These are compartments, each with 2 to 6 beds, each one of them possessing a limited PVC nightstand with a lamp and a large number of unspecified books. The living room. This is massive, at least 100 square meters, contains at least 3 sofas, 4 tables with several fruits, TVs in some of the living rooms. Kitchens. It possesses various types of kitchen utensils, pans, oven utensils, plates, knives, and all other assets essential to cooking and eating. Dining room. It resembles a normal dining room from the front rooms, containing a 5-meter-long pellucid table with 10 chairs. Lounge. This is a room where you can find bookshelves and a fridge with food that restocks every 1 hour. You can also find a high-end computer and a radio. It produces music, and anyone who listens to that music experiences extreme happiness. The shop. This is uncovered near the primary room of the Promised Land. It's an enormous mall complex where you can purchase anything for relatively tiny quantities of money. The outside. The outside isn't a room, but a location. It has pools, aqua parks, ice cream shops, cloud trees, green grass, and much more. The outside, furthermore, contains an extremely gorgeous panorama and terraces. Then comes the Promised Arcade, which is entirely built by the Partypoopers. You can find arcade games here. You can enjoy and find some Partypoopers playing with arcade machines. Most arcade machines have games that will bring a sense of relaxation and fun while playing arcade games. This is one of the bases of the Partypoopers. If you go too deep into the arcade, you can find a room with computers. The room is full of Partypoopers. There's also a shop here in the Promised Land, founded by the Partypoopers, known as the Arcade Shop, which sells items like beer, blueberry juice, bread, lettuce, and sausages. The most important thing they have is the Jar of Boredom. If you drink it, you will join the Partypoopers. There's also a nightclub here. The nightclub used to be a deserted area of the Promised Land until a faction of glowfolk renovated it. It's similar to level 150, except it's not endless. Bunches of almond water can be found in this room, along with the occasional neon water. The business room contains 2 subrooms, an office compartment and a conference compartment with office equipments in both. In this room, you can work on various objects. It's the central basis of wealth in the Promised Land. Coming to the origin. The initial observation of the Promised Land was found in level 0 during exploration by 2 people from the Backroom colonists. They found a ripped partygoer mask in one of the rooms and a sheet of paper with rather strange contents, containing the statement, "The last of us are here," followed by a presumed photo of the Promised Land. And shortly after this, the rumors of a heaven-like level spread across the Backrooms, and the Promised Land became famous. About the colonies and outposts. The Backroom colonists, this is a megagroup. While the organization of the Backroom colonists usually pledges all service and equipment, the subgroups create their own outposts. Reliquae Outpost. This outpost members are veterans from the Summer War. They try to prevent another war from happening. The Entropy Alliance. This is a group formed by entities and a few wanderers. They're friendly but don't like trading. They're willing to help wanderers and entities who don't know where they are. They're located near the Promised Arcade. There are about 20 Partypoopers, 16 glowfolk, and 11 wanderers. And that's it for today. Let me know in the comment below which level you want to see next. See you in my next video. Till then, bye.